We had two interesting conversations, and one of them is all about taking a break. You know, in every relationship, there's always ups and downs. It's part of life. Some of you are saying, well, why would you need a break from the person that you love? And if indeed we have an issue, how can we fix it when you're not around? I got another comment here saying, well, you stay in there. It doesn't matter what's going on. You have to make sure you hang in there, make that relationship work. If you're taking a break because you had an argument, if you're taking a break because you feel like you've lost your identity, you just need to detox from the person that you love just for a little while, not to cut them off completely, but just to re-energize. Some say it never works out. In fact, it's also described as a soft launch into an inevitable breakup. Technically, you've broken up. You're just trying to wean your partner into that new realization. You know, when I hear people say, let's take a break, I question, what are you going to be doing during that time? An interesting read I found here says, you need to ask why. Why the break? It's fine if you've set clear boundaries and rules as to what the break will entail, but if you don't do this, you are literally giving your partner a free pass to do whatever they please in that period of time. And if they're moving out, you know, self-care vacation type of thing, then it means that you have literally disconnected with your partner. There's a negative portrayal on break taking, but it turns out having a temporary separation from a relationship that has become all about arguing, no sex, can also kind of re-energize you guys to stop taking advantage of each other or taking each other for granted. So, when should you take a break from your relationship? And how can you make sure it is actually useful rather than destructive? And what rules have you put in place? Because technically it's a free pass. That's why some people say you've automatically ended the relationship. It's the start of a breakup. When you feel that you're stuck from argument to argument, no spark, and you're talking at each other instead of talking to each other, experts say it is necessary to take a break. But don't just leave. Outline the reason. Emotional abuse is real. It can escalate to physical abuse. If you're noticing that you're focusing on your partner and not seeing yourself, you're focusing on this person too much, take a break and do the things you love. Rediscover yourself. But don't take the break too long. It's all about rebalancing. But experts also discourage couples living together or married couples from taking these breaks. Who will move out? Who is staying in? What happens when I move out? Who's going to be coming here to keep you company? You have to have your needs met, and rules need to be clear. 1 week, I'm going to my mother's house. I just need a rest. I think it's okay. But stay in contact. If the true aim of taking a break is to work things out and stay together, then don't fear. What's yours is yours. But yes, space is necessary. Another thing that we should all get comfortable saying is, if you need space to be healthy, if you need time, if you need some air, I will give it to you because I love you. I saw a tweet by David saying, well, I'm the kind of person who needs it. If your partner requests it and the rules are clear and the intention is to stay together to work it out, and that's a remedy, go for it. Refusing to give your partner space can also be a red flag. It signifies control and there's indication that your partner feels like they own you. We all know what that means. Have conversations where you can ask for what you need for your physical and mental health. So if you need space, it is definitely a good idea. But how you say it matters, staying in contact matters, and the reason behind the break matters. Married couples, you need to be extra cautious about it. And you need to make sure that being physically apart does not break you apart. You want the break to re-energize you, not to threaten your marriage. I've got another conversation here, and it's all about today's DM. She says, well, I'm not all about hookups. I'm against hookup culture. But guess what? I'm a human being. I did it. I had a one-night stand. But now I'm catching feelings. I'm into this person. But after the Versace was on the floor, the guy went like, well, thank you. It's not what you think it is. It's not a relationship. And she wants to know, how can I make this work with this guy? You know, he said 2 words, thank you. I'm going to say 2 words as well. Pay attention. Be in the room. You know, you need to switch it on. When a man says, I think men are more clear than we are. He said, it's not a relationship. And interestingly, there are relationships that actually stem out of one-night stands. You find love where you find love. But my issue is there's people who do not have a how we met story that they can be proud of. The story doesn't start with, we met in church. The story starts with too many drinks. It starts with people giggling and chasing each other through the corridor, and then bam, there you are. But it's not founded on love. So I don't know what version you want, but you must picture it. 60% of young people say they have had one-night stands, and 40% of them end up being actual relationships. But here's the catch. The reality is, this man said it. I mean, you were attentive enough to hear. He said, this is not a relationship. Thank you. So, button up your blouse, put on your shoes, get your little purse and say, okay. And put your pride in there and say, all right. He said he's not interested. Commitment must be 2-part, and this guy says you were a one-night stand. Make peace with it and move on. Every decision has a consequence. We make mistakes, but don't make another. Let him be the one to try and chase you and call you, but don't be the one saying, please, I don't want to be a one-night stand. I want to be your girl. We're not doing that.